Look at this. I went live at exactly the right time. By my calculation, it is 7 o'clock and 0 seconds when I went live. I think I deserve a pat on the back for that. I'm patting myself on the back for that. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Hey, it's first of all, hello, Marianne. So, special thing about Marianne. First of all, I saw her earlier today. Hi, and nice to see you again. Second, we will be celebrating 2 years of remission for Marianne. We will be celebrating that tomorrow evening with a dinner with family and friends. So I wanted to say congratulations, Marianne, and we are looking forward to the celebration. That is something worth celebrating. So, thank you for letting us celebrate you and your continuing to be here and be in health. So that's to start the show. Hello, everyone else who's here. Hello, David Andrews and Cobra Island. There's Peg Warmers. Always nice to see Peg Warmers here. There is. Yeah, there's Peg Warmers. Hey, Sparkster. It's nice to see Sparkster. Andrew, the guy so nice they named him twice. There's JLS Comics. Always nice to see JLS Comics rocking with the YouTube on JLS Comics. Hello, Firefly. Matt Ruben, Lester, Dustin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night. Maybe that should be how I start this show. That should be the slogan I start the show with, the catchphrase, because it's the perfect kind of catchphrase for me. It's not actually saying anything. It is in fact Tuesday night, and it's not really even a catchphrase. You just say it in an announcer voice, and it sounds like a catchphrase. Welcome to Tuesday night. Hey there, John Carling. Mr. Artist John Carling, very nice to see you here. Yes, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's very much worth celebrating. It absolutely is. That's what that is a good start. That is a good start for this live stream, starting on a positive note. Hello, Terrence Childs, Maryland, standing and waiting. Hello, Maryland from the United States. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Mitchell, Michael Mitchell. Oh, wait, that was Zaymot. Thank you for the patronage, Zaymot. First of all, let me thank you for that. Let me also acknowledge, while I've spotted you here, I know that you've sent some additional emails to me. I haven't had a chance to check it. I've honestly been working. I've been working right up to the point that the live stream starts. So I'm a little behind. So again, I apologize. I haven't been able to check your emails yet, but I did see that emails came in. And thank you for joining Patreon. So we're talking a lot about the classified series right now. I know that. Well, because like for one thing, we got to talk about this, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We've been talking a lot about classified, and it deserves to be talked about right now. But the vintage GI Joe, that's what this channel is about. This channel is really about. And the next vintage review, which should be coming up on Sunday, I am working on it. The next vintage review coming up on Sunday. I think I just want to make it a big thank you to supporters on Patreon and supporters in any way that you support the channel. Patreon is one way to do it. But I wanted to make it a big thank you to everyone. That this is the video that patrons voted on. They voted on this video. They chose the winner, and the winning action figure is getting reviewed. So thank you, Zaymot. Thank you to everyone else who supports the channel on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel in any way. Not everyone can support on Patreon, but one easy way to support is just watch the videos. If you just watch videos, you are already doing something that helps the channel. So thank you. Hello, the Blue Libra, and congratulations to your dad. Congratulations. So a lot to celebrate. A few things, pardon me, a few things to not celebrate. So a few downers, but we'll save the downers. Also, I'd like to point out that I'm doing this live stream without notes, because not only did I not have a chance to check my emails, I also did not have a chance to write down notes, but I got it in here. I know what the topics are. I got it in here. Hello, Skyfall. Hello. Hey, Comic Tropes. It's nice to see you, Comic Tropes. I saw, little bird told me, and by a little bird, I mean the internet. And by internet, I don't mean Twitter, because that's not a little bird anymore. That's an X. But a little bird told me that Comic Tropes won some awards. So congratulations, man. There's a lot of congratulations to go around. What a great way. Okay. Can you hear me? All of a sudden, the mic was muted. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Can you hear me? Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm flying without a net here. I did not have time to write any notes, but it's a great way to start the show. Lots of congratulations to go around. Lots of good news. There is a little bit of bad news to talk about. Oh, hello. What's on Joe Mind? He says, well, where the hell are the singing cats? Speaking of which, Alistair was just up here. Alistair was just up here before we started the show, and now he's scrammed. Now he's just. I have no idea where it is. So I know that you guys are really. Okay, what is happening with the microphone that is making it keep muting? That's weird. Don't do that anymore, computer. Basically, I'm. If it does that one more time, I'm off technology. I'm down on technology. If this thing mutes one more time, it's plugged in. It's plugged in quite solidly. The microphone is working. Anyway, starting with some congratulations. And we'll kind of wrap up with some downer news. Actually, a couple downer newses. So congratulations to Marianne. Congratulations to Chris. Congratulations to all of you who are fine, nice people. It's Tuesday. Before we get too far in, it's Tuesday. And that means there's a new episode of Half the Battle. Timmer did a review of the classified Cobra Bat. I know everything seems to be about classified right now, and I do like me some classified. Even Timmer is doing classified, but I mean that classified Cobra Bat is really nice. It's really, really nice. But we're getting. I promise we are getting back to vintage. I promise there is a vintage review coming up, and this is a vintage GI Joe channel. We're still focused on that, but we have large classified that we need to talk about. We need to talk about. Yeah, what, like, at least it's not like disconnecting and freezing, but it is still a little bit annoying that it's the audio keeps cutting out. So maybe we should start with the bad news. Maybe if we start with the bad news, then everything after that will feel better. But anyway, the good. So Tuesday, Half the Battle, classified Cobra Bat. The link is in the description of this live stream. After this live stream, What's on Joe Mind will be going live for their show. The link for that is also in the description of this live stream. In addition to that, there are a couple links for some stories that we need to talk about. Get a second hiss, and you can skate everywhere on them. You know, that would it's actually like it'd be quite a hefty boot to skate on. Hello, Aaron, the toy enhancer. Nice to see you. Hey, it's Cujo. Nice to see Cujo as well. This is awesome. I really love it when like the usual suspects are here, and in addition to that, we have some new folks who are arriving in the show and checking it out. So don't forget to check out Timmer. Don't forget to check out What's on Joe Mind. Let's start with the not so good news. Okay. And the not so good news, probably the not so good news that most of us are aware of, is the Super 7 G.I. Joe reaction vehicle crowdfunding mothership did not fund. It did not get close. As for why it didn't fund, I think when hundreds and hundreds of people are saying that it was too expensive and they couldn't afford it, probably the reason it didn't fund is because it was too expensive and they couldn't afford it. For someone like me, the size of the thing is also a problem. Like I got this thing, and I'm going to have to do something with this because I don't have a lot of space for this. And then I'll be getting the HasLab Dragonfly. I don't know where that's going to go. So the Cobra mothership, I don't know where I would have put it. I honestly don't. The space that it takes up, it would be an issue for me. So even if I wanted to shell out the $500, and the $500 was just the base amount, right? That was with the add-ons, it was significantly more than that. So the size of the thing was going to be an issue, the amount of space it took up, but the cost of it. Honestly, I think Super 7 was kind of in a catch-22 because to do a crowdfunding project, it's got to be a significant enough project. It's got to be big enough to be worth crowdfunding, right? So you're not going to crowdfund, say, like the Ram motorcycle, which I mentioned just because it's in my line of sight. I see the Ram motorcycle over there. So if for instance Hasbro were to do a HasLab for the Ram motorcycle, well, it would probably fund, and it wouldn't be very expensive. But that's the kind of thing that you can do for retail. You can do that for retail for a reasonable amount of price. But if you're going to do a crowdfunded project, it's got to be significant enough to draw people to the crowdfunding and to make people want to get something that they could not possibly get at retail. Like for instance, this big honking thing, which, even if we're stripped down, it would still be incredibly expensive, probably too expensive for mainstream retail. So they did something big. Okay, they did something big, but something big is also something expensive. Plus, they would have licensing fees on top of that. So, you have to do something big. But if you do something too big, then not enough people can afford it. Not enough people have the space for it. Not enough people feel like they need it. And I think that it just hit that spot where it was too big, it was too expensive, and yet it had to be that big and it had to be that expensive. So there's no way around it. And I think it's fair to that the time of the year that it hit wasn't great either. Like, this is the holiday period. People have Christmas, they have Hanukkah, they have they have the holidays, they have travel to see family. So this is a time when people don't necessarily have a lot of extra disposable income to drop a few $100 on a big crowdfunded project. Usually with these crowdfunders, like with the Sky Striker, there is a surge of support right at the end that will get them over that line. That's what happened with the Sky Striker. The Sky Striker funded on the last day. But the thing is, the Sky Striker was close enough. The Sky Striker was in reach. I think if the project is close enough to funding to look like it's going to fund, then the FOMO kicks in. Then the stragglers who waited to the last minute, then they jump on board to make sure they get it before they lose the chance. In this case, like, in order for that to work, to get you over the line, it's got to be close enough. Like, it's got to be within reach. And if you're this far out, where you have less than half of the backers that you need to reach the first funding goal, then that last day surge, that's not going to get you there. You're not going to get half of the backers, more than half of the backers on the last day. It's just not feasible. So I do feel bad for Super 7. I feel bad for those who did back this because they wanted it. It's really unfortunate. I don't like to see G.I. Joe lose anything, and we've had a pretty good track record. We've had 3 successfully funded HasLab projects. 3. We're starting to build a legacy of success, but this is unfortunately a big and pretty public loss. This is a failure. Let's not pretend that it's anything else. So that kind of thing doesn't look good for the brand. That kind of thing makes people in the future balk at the idea of taking the risk, of taking the risk on a premium product like this. So I'm not like, all right, in general, I'm not a silver lining kind of guy. All right. I'm not the most optimistic person in the world. But in the case of like wanting to support my brand and wanting to see G.I. Joe successful in the mainstream, a loss is a loss. A failure is a failure. Maybe in the future things turn around and there are some more successes, but I don't want to pretend that this is a blessing in disguise, or some kind of, I don't know, it's a loss. Let's just call it what it is. It's a loss. And unfortunately, I think, like I said, I think Super 7, they kind of were stuck. I think they kind of had to do it this way. And the way they had to do it is exactly the way that wasn't going to work. So it's not all gloomy for Super 7. They do have the license to do G.I. Joe O-Ring. By the time they secured that license, I think it had to have been obvious that the mothership was not going to fund. All right. So they must have been aware of that at the time. So there is still some hope for G.I. Joe under license at Super 7, and knock on wood, the next projects will be better. But it's it really would have been a great boost to start with a success here. And I say this as someone who I didn't back it. I couldn't back it. That I can't shell out that amount of money, and the thing is just too big. I literally would have no place to put it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. A loss is a loss, and I don't see a whole lot good about it. But hopefully, we can move on and bounce back and have more successful projects in the future. Next bad news, okay? Next bad news, and the one that a lot of people have also been talking about, and that is Hasbro is laying off 1,100 employees. At least they will be. Well, they've laid. Some of them were going to get their notices like today, I think, and then the rest were going to be let go throughout next year. Most of them within the next 6 months. The rest throughout the year. They are, I believe, closing their Providence, Rhode Island office, so they will be operating, I guess, out of their Pawtucket office. And this is another thing. This is not good. This is not good. This is not a sign of success. And although you can, position yourself to make some moves by cutting expenses, you're also cutting talent. You're also cutting, the people who actually do the work to take advantage of the goals or the market targets that you're trying to meet. So, first of all, my condolences to anyone at Hasbro who's caught up in this. I sincerely hope that no one on the G.I. Joe brand team is among them. I doubt it. I mean, the G.I. Joe brand has had a pretty successful year. Hasbro itself may be like crumbling to the ground, but the G.I. Joe brand team has had a number of significant successes. So I think hopefully they're smart enough to keep those people on. But that still means there are a lot of people being cut. And, why not? I mean, I know that the toy industry in general right now, it's a tough place. Kids aren't buying plastic the way they used to, and probably never will. Let's be real. The kids are not going to come back to plastic in the numbers that they once did. And the adult collector market, it's a large part of the toy industry right now, but that alone is not enough to sustain these big brands like this. You need more than like a few niche collectors buying some high-end products. That's not how you sustain success, especially if you're not bringing anyone new into the the fandom. You're not bringing people new into the product. Then just selling to gray hair people, that's not a recipe for success. Now, like I said, I know that the toy industry is not what it once was, and that's not just unique to Hasbro, but Mattel seems to be doing better than this. Their competitors seem to be doing better than this, and not all of this has anything to do with the toy industry. They bought Entertainment One for like $1 bazillion. Anybody remember that? they're going to be an entertainment company. They bought Entertainment One. They're going to do like movies and music and junk like that. And then recently they sold it. And like I don't think it's a bad idea to focus on entertainment in conjunction with the toys rather than just the toys themselves. I don't think that's a terrible idea. But it seems like they really bit off more than they can chew. Right? It's that maybe they want to be an entertainment company, but they're not that, at least not yet. And these employees that they're cutting, that they're laying off, that they're making redundant, it's not very likely that and most of those had anything to do with those decisions. These are decisions that are made, in the executive suites and in the boardrooms. And they're bad decisions. These decisions did not work out. So, like, when leadership makes decisions that don't work out, then why would we put the responsibility on anyone other than leadership? So, I sympathize with the folks who will be losing their jobs, especially around the holidays. That is awful. But it starts at the top. I don't know how else to say it. It starts at the top, and I don't see things getting better until the fundamental decision making gets better. So anyway, that's the other bad news, and that frankly is worse news if you happen to work at Hasbro. So I don't know if Hasbro employees, if you're watching this, which, I mean, why would you be watching this? Shame on you. Don't watch this. But if you are watching this, good luck. Sincerely, sympathies, and I hate to see it happen. It's very, very unfortunate. That's the other bad news. Here's a little bit more good news. Okay, we're going on the good news slide. We've bottomed out on the bad news. Now that we're gonna start to elevate. We're gonna go uphill now with some better news. So let's get rid of that. Also, it depends on how you look at it. Hasbro is partnering with McFarlane Toys to what are they called? They're going to do these the comic books with the page poppers. That's what they're called. They're doing these. It's like action figures that come with a comic book, and that will include G.I. Joe page punchers. That's the one. Thank you very much. And Matt as well. The page punchers. So yeah, they're going to do these licensed page punchers. That's going to include some Hasbro brands, including Transformers, including G.I. Joe, including Dungeons and Dragons. So, I mean, that's a new area for G.I. Joe. That's nice. It's also an area that could appeal to a younger audience, since it does include comic books. So that's also nice. But a lot of what Hasbro seems to be doing with mainly with G.I. Joe, not also Transformers. This isn't just a G.I. Joe thing, but with the Super 7 getting the license to the O-Ring G.I. Joe, and with that other company whose name I can't remember, doing modern figures, modern 4-inch figures. It seems like a lot of it is going to license rather than manufacturing stuff themselves. They're licensing out a lot of things. That is, for one thing, that sucks for Hasbro employees, because it means that the company doesn't need as many people. It also may kind of suck for consumers because licensees have a fee. The licensing is not free. So whatever the cost of producing, whatever they do, whether it's page punchers or whatever, then you have to add to that the cost of the license, the fee. So to make that feasible, they're going to really have to pick and choose what they do, right? I had a really great conversation with Kevin from Peg Warmers, and I encourage you to watch that episode of Peg Warmers on the Peg Warmers site. Super 7 has a history of going a bit deeper into the more obscure characters with G.I. Joe. Depending on how much they have to pay for the license, will they continue to be able to do that? Will the McFarlane Toys deal ever include any characters outside of the main characters? I think that's hard to do. I think that you can sell some Snake Eyes, right? You put some Snake Eyes out there, and there will be at least a few people buying it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice to have at least one that you can toss out there and know you can make some money. There's nothing bad about that. But the thing is, if you're not sure how much money you're going to make, if you're concerned about attracting enough customers to make a profit, are you going to get anything outside of Snake Eyes or Duke or Cobra Commander? I hope so. It really we'll have to see. But anyway, Peg Warmer says, I assume the page punchers will based on the newer comics. I think that would make sense. I think it would make sense. I hope so. That actually would be a really good way to tie in a toy product with the new comic that they are trying to promote and has had pretty good reviews. People have liked it so far. Anyway, that's that. I don't know if that's necessarily good news, but at least it's not bad news, in the sense that at least this story doesn't involve anybody losing their jobs or a crowdfunding thing failing. At least it's not about that. Okay, so it's moderate news. If not good news, it's moderate news. The Hasbro CEO's name is Cox, and it's not spelled the good way. I won't make fun of him for that. Imagine that guy's probably been made fun of for that for his whole life. I will not add to that, but that is his name. So it seems that at least for G.I. Joe, and at least for the foreseeable future, there is licensing ahead for us, farming out the brands, particularly G.I. Joe. That seems to be our future. Hey there, White Vegeta. Nice to see you. Nice to see you there. Hello, Nyquist. I don't know if I said hello to you. Well, see, as soon as I start soliloquizing, my eyes shut down and I can't read the live chat. Hello, Kurt. Hello, Mad Supernova. Hello, Tony Jackson. I already said hello to JLS Comics, but hello again. Hello, White Vegeta. Hello, D. Raven Wharton. So, that's all the news items I have, thankfully. That's too much bad news. If I had more news items, it'd probably be more bad news. So that's enough. That's enough. So let's do this. Let me scooch this back. And let's okay, so I posted my unboxing and review of this. The HasLab His Tank. And I wanted to have it present here with me because I wanted to just have a chance to talk with everybody about it. Like, yeah, let's keep it on there. Talk with everybody about it, live, so that we could see it and just talk about it together. Because I really like this. It turned out really, really well. The light up features, even though I probably won't use them a lot, but they're still kind of cool. Like this one looks like Knight Rider if we're going back and forth, and then you've got the that and the that and the that and all of the things you have. You got tail lights on it. We've been talking a lot about failure lately. This is a success. And this is, the tangible result of success. And I'm really glad that I got in on it. I understand, anyone who either couldn't or wouldn't get in on it. That's absolutely understandable. But I'm glad that I got in on it. This thing it's something that I never thought that I'd actually have and hold in my hand. This is a HISS tank for 6-inch scale action figures. That is nuts. When I took it out of the box, like what really tripped me out was like the rubber treads. These rubber treads are substantial. They work great. They feel great. And this is what a HISS tank, the vintage HISS, I don't have it handy. The vintage HISS tank just had a block of plastic. Wow, I forgot how to English words. Block of plastic for the treads. But this has actual for real treads. That is freaking amazing. Okay. I wanted to point out that Diana Davis is doing a great job consulting on the G.I. Joe comic book series. I did get issue number 301. Now I wish I had it. See, there was so much to talk about, and I got issue number 301. I did read it. I really liked it. I liked the artwork as well. I think the artwork is really nice. But then I didn't have it handy to talk about because the HISS tank is overshadowing all other topics right now. It's just this big honking thing that is right in front of me. This may stay out on a shelf. And if I can catch Ron Rudat at a convention or something, I may have him put his signature right by the printed signature on here, because this is awesome. I very much believe in giving credit where it's due, and there are a few people that deserve more credit for the existence of G.I. Joe as we know it than Ron Rudat. I mean, Larry Hama certainly, Kirk Bozigian certainly, and a lot of the Joe Bacall and Bob Prupus and a lot of these guys who were at Hasbro and Griffin Bacall at the time, who handled the marketing and the animation and all of these things. They all deserve all the credit they are due. But it all started from the pencil of Ron Rudat. That is the origin story. And I think this is a really cool looking figure. Black and red. One of my favorite combinations, color combinations to start with. And that glossy black with the red contrasted, This one may be displayed. I may keep this one out of the box and put it up there somewhere. The other figures, I mean, I like them. I think I like them in the HISS tank more than, well, I guess that would be displayed as long as I display the HISS tank. But I have an idea for the HISS tank. It may be a surprise. I may have to surprise you with my idea for the HISS tank, but I do have an idea for the HISS tank that may not involve displaying it in the traditional sense. We'll get to that. I don't want to say anything that I can't deliver on, so I'll stay vague. I'll stay vague, such as I got an idea. Anyway, like I really like having the classic look Cobra Commander. I really like that the recharging pack is removable. That's nice. I wish it had been on the version 1 figure. I like having it, but I really love the design of the earlier classified Cobra Commanders more. At this scale, like, you can really get some detail in there. You can add like accessories and removable things, and you can do so much. I think this figure is necessary. I think it's good. I'm glad to have it. I guess I might display this one too, but just from an aesthetics point of view, I don't love it as much as other classified Cobra Commanders. So I do like the Mickey Mouse Cobra emblem on there. That's a really nice callback. The fact that they made this means that inevitably we will get a standard deco Cobra Commander at some point. So what will make this one special will be the Mickey Mouse logo. And hey, it's a mail order, so that's fitting. So this is nice and all, but I think the things that really that I really enjoyed the most, first of all, is the tank itself. The tank itself, which has just a ton of moving parts and is very solidly built. And has just like a lot of effort that went into small things. They paid attention to the small details. That and the HISS Tactician, the Ron Rudat figure. Those are the things I think that I'm most excited about. As far as like the HISS Gunner versus the HISS driver, let me pull the HISS driver out real quick. Let me pull the HISS driver out. He's been sitting in here since I put him in there for that video. I haven't taken him out. So I think I'm about even as far as like how happy I am with these two figures. I look at them and I get about the same amount of enjoyment out of both. And I think that's because I have always liked the design of the HISS tank driver. Just all that red in 1983 seemed special. All that, just like I remember in 1983 when the HISS tank and the HISS driver came out, a bright red figure really stood out and really seemed special. So this is that. Oh, hey, Alistair. Hey, you want to come say hi? Hang on a second. Alistair is up here. Hey, bud. You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Over here. I can't reach you over there. Hold on. He's here. He wants to make an appearance. He wants to grace the show with his presence. Come here. Look, see, I think he's attracted to the HISS tank because he thinks it's a relative or something. Oh, I just noticed this. I left is that the hatch open, or is it? Yeah, the hatch for the missile launchers was open. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this side too. I forgot to close the hatches for the missile launcher. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Yes, you. Yes, you. Come here. No, you. Ah. Okay, there he goes. All right, sorry about that. There. But look, there's Alistair. Hi, bud. Look, it's you. Look, it's you. Yeah, he's too restless. He's not going to stay here. He came up here because he was curious, but he's not gonna. He's not. Oh, see you later, Marianne. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. And Alistair says bye to. Okay, buddy. Okay. That's as you. Oh. Why is this not working? Can you still hear me? Hold on. I gotta switch. Hold on. Oh, I see what the problem is. Hang on. Time out. Did that work? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. Well, for some reason, the light on the microphone is off. And it came back on. It came back on. All right, all is well. We're fine. It came back on. And the lights on the his tank also came back on. So anyway, I just wanted to show this guy to you guys, live and, talk a bit more about it. Although I said everything I could think of to say about it. See, this is far be it from me to disagree with someone who did a super chat. First of all, thank you for the super chat. I encourage everyone to go check out What's on Joe Mind right after this show. The link is in the description. But I disagree that the Tactician would have looked better in purple. The purple color scheme that they voted on was far too close to the Techno Viper, and that if you had put that on the shelf next to the Techno Viper, they would not have been distinct enough. I don't think in the long run, considering everything else that's coming out of the line, that would have been a good choice. This, I think, works. It's the same, mostly the same colors as your His Tank driver, but kind of flipped around, to denote some differences, some significant differences in his role. Whereas purple there's no other purple on the tank. There's no other purple anywhere. I do like purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors. My favorite colors being blue and purple. So I do like me some purple. But in this case, I think purple would have looked out of place. And once you get the actual Techno Viper, it would look too much like the Techno Viper. I think I'm quite happy with this, and I think I love it. I may actually marry it. Can I fit? I'll get a tiny ring to put on its ring finger because I love it. Yeah. So this and this box, why don't I just? Accessories are rattling around in there. Why don't I just find a spot for it here real quick? Hold on. I keep hitting the button is right here for the electronics, and I keep hitting it just by moving it. It does automatically shut off after a little while, so I'm not too worried about running the battery down. But man, I am short on space, aren't I? Here's what we'll do. Now. Where's a good spot for it? Hold up. Where's a good spot for it? No, I want that there, and I want that there. Okay, well, hold on. I'll figure this out. I'll figure it out. You think I can't figure it out? I'll figure it out. And the light went out on this again. Why is I may have to check this microphone because the light keeps going out. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Oh, that's a good point. If we were to open this, then he could go up there. What there is there enough? What if I? What if I? Yeah. Well, see, because like we're down to like 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Is that even enough time to open a gung ho? Do you know how much time it takes to open a gung ho? Have you ever timed it? And I say that, but you know what? I can tell right now that won't work. Oh, hello, Jason. Thank you for the super chat. How many figures fit in the back of the tank? Well, there is one seat. So, I kept the weapons on the rack, and then I've been moving it around. There's one seat. Now, you could fit, I'd say, at least two more figures standing or crouched in there. Now, they'd have to be crouched. They'd have to be crouched down because you could fit a figure like way in the back, and then you could put a figure on this seat, and then you could put a figure right here in front. In fact, let's try that. Let's test it out. They do have to crouch though. There's no standing room in here. And thank you again for the super chat. There's no standing room, so they're gonna have to. They got to squat. You know, you ever have words that you just hate? You just don't like the sound of it. For me, squat is one of those words. So, all right, I think in theory, you could put Coco. Oh, no, that's not going to work. So the answer is 2. I thought you could sneak one in the back there, but the space for the gunner takes up that space. So, and I keep knocking the weapons down. The weapons were staying up there really well until I started fidgeting with it. You know what? I need to take these out anyway. All right, I'm taking the weapons out of the rack. Taking the weapons out of the rack. The weapons in the rack, they don't really take up any space that figures would take up. I'm just taking them out because I don't want them to slide around and fall out. Did I mention how cool this tactical shotgun is? That's freaking awesome. I love it. Okay. So in that case, the answer is 2. The answer is 2 because you can fit a guy on the seat. Hold on, like I'm gonna do. Let's. Cobra Commander gets the seat, the throne. It's got a cobra on it. It looks kind of like a throne. So Cobra Commander gets the throne. There we go. Adjustable seat, and then let's see, tactician here. Let's say he's gonna kneel inside. He's outranked by Cobra Commander, so he has to kneel inside. And fortunately, his name is Neil. That's not nobody knew that, but I just revealed his secret identity. His name is Neil, and that's what he's going to do. So you can have Neil kneel. So Neil kneels, right, just like that. Wait, yeah. So Neil. Well. Now, one problem is Cobra Commander is splaying. Cobra Commander is man-splaying, and you got to leave enough room. So, can he sit on Coco's lap? I don't think that there's quite enough headroom. Good suggestion, though. Good suggestion. But we're going to have Neil. We're going to have. I knocked out Cobra Commander's pistol. So we're going to have Neil, just like that. There you go. Just hang there. Hang loose there. So there. You got Cobra Commander in the seat, and you got Neil kneeling. And it will close. So the answer is 2. That means that the grand total of figures that can be on the inside of this vehicle and in the gun turret is 4. In addition to that, you should be able to carry at least 2 on this back platform. It doesn't have foot pegs, no foot pegs, but what you do is you just stand a guy on the back and then have him grip the roll bar, right? The little grabber bar there. Let's see. Which is easier said than done. These classified figures, they have like a death grip. There we go. So you have you have a guy riding along on the back like that, you can have at least 2 guys on the platform. So I would say the total number of figures this could carry would be 6. 2 on the inside back, 1 driver, 1 gunner. That's 4. I can do math. That's 4. And then 2 on the back. So I'd say 6 can comfortably fit on the HISS tank. I think if you spread these guys on the back out far enough, you could potentially fit 3 on there, but it would be a little crowded. So you could squeeze a 7th guy on there, but I'd say it fits 6 comfortably. That's what I'm saying. Just like your minivan. Just like your minivan, it seats 6 comfortably. How are we doing? We got like less than 5 minutes. Unfortunately, not enough time to open the gung ho. I'll have to find a space for the tactician later because the show's almost over. But I want to wrap up with one final look at this gorgeous HISS tank, which I do love. And I paid for it. Just like the fact that I paid for it, I could still be disappointed. It's very possible to especially after waiting this long, it really could have not lived up to the hype. It had been built up, and it was something. And when something's built up that much, it's hard to live up to the hype. But this is like the HISS tank itself is the Lamborghini of tanks, right? This thing is a sports car of a tank. And to have it with these features and all of that, and at this scale, it's I am not disappointed. I truly am not. So thanks to the designers and manufacturers, and thank you, because it is time to wrap up the show. I've got at least 2 videos coming up soon. I've got a classified review for Friday, Class of Friday, which I did finish shooting. I shot that video. And then I have a vintage review coming up on Sunday, which will be the one that patrons voted on. So thank you, patrons, for your support. Thank you for all you do. So that's a vintage review coming up on Sunday. I have it written. It's written, right? Everything is written. I've got all my notes and all my sources. It's ready to go. But I haven't shot that one yet. So that's the next real task, is to shoot that video. So that's what I'm working on. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. You know what? 2023 turned out to be a pretty good year. It didn't really start that way. It started kind of rough. And 2022 ended kind of roughly. But 2023 has turned out pretty well. And, I don't want to jinx it, but there are some pretty good prospects for 2024. I can tell you that in 2024, Cobra Convergence should be significantly bigger than ever. And plans are already being made. So stick around for next year, and stick around for what's on Joe Mind, which is right after this. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to say goodnight, and I will see you all next time. See you all next week. Bye, everyone. And happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates. And I will catch you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.